Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Oh, wait a second. But on a serious note, welcome back to the channel. So, usually when I need to find something new to play, I usually tend to look towards RPGs because for me, I always have fun playing them, especially loot-driven ones because the progression. I like progressing through, getting new gear and leveling up in skills and such. Because to be honest with you, Call of Duty really ain't doing it for me anymore. And to be honest with you, Battlefield 5 ain't either, because like I said, Battlefield 5, there's no progression, so I really don't have much to work for in that game. It's just kind of run around and blast people and have fun, which is fun, but gets old fast. So I've been looking at action RPGs or ARPGs, and many people are familiar with the big ones, Diablo 3, Torchlight 2, Path of Exile, just to name a couple of them. But there's one that not that many people talk about that I'd like to talk about today that has had my interest for about a couple of weeks now. And the game in question is Titan Quest. Titan Quest originally came out in 2007 for the PC, and then last year we saw a port to the Xbox as well as the PlayStation 4. And currently they are working on a Nintendo Switch port, if I am correct. It may be out already. I'm not too sure. I can't recall exactly. But I picked it. I had originally had it on the computer because I think Steam they did a Christmas sale and the whole THQ bundle is on sale for $25. So me and my brother decided to pick it up and it had Titan Quest in it. We didn't think much of it. I downloaded. I think I played it a little bit, not much at all though. To be honest, I think about maybe 30 minutes, and then it was on sale on the Xbox for about it was dirt cheap. I think I got mine for like $5, $7. I can't recall exactly, somewhere in that range though. And I played a little bit then, and then I stopped playing it. And I recently came back to it, and I've been having a lot of fun on it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna switch over to the character I'm working on leveling. In this clip I have right now, it's just me running around fighting people on my high level account. But I'm gonna cut over to my character I'm currently leveling up. And before I do that, I'm gonna show you the class system and how that works. So we're gonna talk about the 10 masteries in the game. Gonna start reading them off real quick. Storm, Dream, Earth, Warfare, Spirit, Rogue, Hunting, Runes, Nature, and Defense. And the way it works is at level 2, you'll select your first mastery, and then at level 8, you can select a second one. On this character, in this image, I have not selected my second one yet, so that's why I have this select mastery page up. But for this character, I did opt. I started doing Storm. And what Storm is kind of just like a mage. You're just sitting there with Storm in particular, you're doing lightning damage and ice damage. Dream was kind of weird. I never understood it, but it's a lot about buffing your defenses while also doing damage and weakening those around you. Earth is about doing fire damage, obviously. Warfare is about like dual wielding swords, like how my other character in the first clip I was running around with 2 swords. Warfare is basically like your warrior. You're just running around fighting stuff. Spirit, it's kind of like a necromancer, I guess you could say, or like a warlock, because it's a lot about stealing life and energy from enemies and giving it to yourself. Rogue is just like raw damage, doing poison damage. Hunting, obviously using a bow. And then Ruins, the reason Ruins is grayed out is because the Ragnarok DLC has not come to console yet, but for some reason a lot of the stuff from Ragnarok's in the game, but you can't use it because the DLC is in the game yet. But what Ruins is I was reading online, it's kind of what bridges the gap between elemental damage as well as physical damage. So I'm pretty sure you'll be doing like in that skill tree, I don't know yet. I haven't read up on it much, but that's about all I can say for that. Nature's about healing as well as doing some damage. Since it's not like a team oriented game, so there's isn't like going to be a dedicated healing role or something like that. They're going to be able to heal and do damage. Defense is obviously about making your character tankier while also doing damage because again, it's an ARPG, you're around fighting people. So right now on screen as an example, I have a picture of the Storm skill tree. And then essentially the thing on the left where the 16 out of 32 is, that is just your main progression through the tree. And every time you level up, you'll get 3 skill points. So as you can see, where there's the 1, the 4, the 10, the 16, 24, 32, and there's a line separating them. Everything, I have to put that amount of skill points in to unlock that next tier of skills and passives in that skill tree. So for an example, if you look on the right where I have that 10 out of 10, that ability augments my basic attack to make it stronger. But then as you can see, there's the next tier, the 8 out of the 8. On the left, you can see I had to put 4 points in order to get to that, to be able to put points in that 8 out of 8 skill. It starts out at 0, obviously, and I had to put 8 points into it myself. But as you get most of the abilities, the squares those are the actual abilities themselves. But then the circles, those are passives that'll augment that main ability to make them more powerful. For an example, you can see that 12 out of 12 for that lightning bolt. Up where there's that 8 out of 8 right above it, you can follow the lineup. That one, what it is it buffs the lightning bolt. So now instead of the lightning bolt just going and exploding, it'll explode but also shoot out little fragments that do more damage, which you'll be able to see in my gameplay coming up right now, where I am on my Storm Mage character. So right there, if you like deep progression with your character skill trees and stuff like that, as well as being able to experiment and put together many concoctions, like you can run a Storm Mage but also do Warfare. You're running around with 2 swords. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool mix and match combos you can make to make some pretty gnarly builds. So let's talk about the game itself. Here in the gameplay, I'm on my character, Electro Bitch. I did fuck up. I should have made the name Shock and Ball Torture. I did not realize that until later on, and you can't change the name, which kind of sucks, but I guess I'm gonna have to live with it. Another thing I want to talk about real quick is, in addition to getting 3 skill points every level, you'll also get 2 attribute points, which you can choose to put into your strength, intelligence, dexterity, health, or energy. Energy is basically your mana in this game. And what that 1 point will do is, I think it adds about 4 to the number, and then per the amount that you add will have additional bonuses. So for someone like me running Storm, I'm going to obviously want to increase my intelligence because of the bonuses that come with it, as opposed to if you're playing a warrior or a hunter, you'll want to increase your strength and dexterity. So to break down the actual numbers that you get when you level up for your attributes is, for strength, every 65 points will get you a 10% physical damage bonus, as well as a 2 flat added to your physical damage. While dexterity, every 50 points will add 10% bleeding and poison damage, and every 100 points will add a 10% to your piercing damage, and roughly about 2 flat to your piercing damage. And basically what piercing damage is basically your bow and your spear. So there's that. And then there's the intelligence. Intelligence is every 50 points will add 10% to your elemental duration damage, which that being like if you're doing fire, your burning damage, or how there's frost burn and electrical burn, which is like how I was using like electricity and stuff like that. It'll do a little bit of damage over time. That's essentially what it is. So then every 65 points of intelligence will also give you that extra 10% of the elemental damage, as well as add about a 1.5 flat elemental damage to your total. That's one thing with this game being an older RPG, is that there's your attribute based system. A lot of games nowadays, especially RPGs, seem to be straying further and further away from an attribute based system, which it kind of sucks, but to be honest with you, I like it. It just adds that extra layer of progression to your character. And if you want to just, like, I remember playing Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, just doing a speed build where your guy's so fast, like, that was fun, but then they remove that kind of stuff, which it just kind of gets rid of that extra layer of diversity in people's playstyles. But from what I can recall, most ARPGs don't have the problem with removing attributes. For the most part, most of them all have an attribute system in them, which God bless them for keeping it in the game. So now let's focus on the gameplay. And with the game being released in 2007, it's definitely very slow, much slower paced, especially when you're starting out the lower levels. The reason why it appears so fast for me is because I do have boots that increase my movement speed, as well as I put a relic in it that increases my movement speed even further. We'll talk about the relics and stuff later. I also have gloves that increase my attack speed. So in this game, I definitely opt for more of a speed build, because what it does is it makes the game much faster, makes the pacing much more bearable, and makes it much more enjoyable to me. But hey, if you don't have a problem with the pacing, then you should have no problem being able to not do a speed build and get away with it perfectly fine. Again, like I said, I just opt to do it just because it helps. It makes the game more enjoyable for myself, because with a lot of the newer games, like playing Diablo 3 and stuff like that, I just want to chew through people and kill them and have fun. But speaking of Diablo 3, let's talk about the loot system now in this game. And the way it works is you have your standard common white items, you'll have your yellow magical items, you'll have your greens, which are rares, and then your blues, which are epics. I think later on in the clip I get a few of them. And the epics, they're nice. They have a lot of cool stuff on them. And the loot's it's distributed at a nice rate, where it doesn't become an instant gratification simulator like Diablo 3, where you kill 4 enemies and 90 fucking orange shiny items jump up on the screen to keep your fucking little 12-year-old drooling. And I like that. I like having to work to be able to get these cool items, not just having them handed out like candy on Halloween. So right now on screen, I'm going to show you another layer of stuff in this game. And what they are, they're these monster charms and these relic shards. And essentially they act as your gems from Diablo. And what they are is they're little things you could socket into your gear that give you little buffs. As you can see here with the relic shard for Guan Yu's Grace, extra defensive ability and 2% chance to dodge. Shen Nong's Dark Medicine, poison damage, reduced resistance. And then for completing it, you get an additional bonus, which is nice. But then there are, there's the Valor of Achilles here again. And then there's the Monster Charms, which is you have to combine 5 of them as opposed to Relics where it's just 3. And you see a Rigid Carapace, 4% pierce resistance. Pen Claw just adds flat damage. But then once the thing is you could do with these that's nice is you can combine all 3 of them. And as you can see here for the Arcane Formula for Chaos Cube, by combining the Relic for the Dionysus Wineskin, the Relic, and then there's the 2 charms, Venom Sac and Demon's Blood, you can make this artifact is what they're called. And that's a whole new equipment slot that you can equip to your character to add even more power. As you can see here on screen, the Shroud of the Eternal Night. It was a Valor of Achilles, and I can't remember what the other charms were. But you're able to combine them, and then you get this whole new item that you can equip that gives you a bunch of more passes, which is very cool. So all in all, I think this is a good place here to wrap up today's video. And Titan Quest is a great game. Not too many people play or talk about it from what I can see. And I think it's a great game and definitely worth giving a shot. Especially if you can pick it up on sale because it's such an old game, you can get it for like dirt cheap. It's most certainly worth picking up at that rate. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to keep playing it. I still have a lot more to do. I haven't even started doing my 2nd or 3rd playthrough yet on the increased difficulties yet. I still got to get to those. But yeah, I think this is a great game. I think it's definitely worth giving it a shot. So then with me being on console, I still got to wait for Ragnarok and Atlantis to come out. I keep checking the Titan Quest website and they're saying they're working on it. So hopefully it'll be out sometime in the near future. I'll definitely be looking forward to it. But yeah, if you're a fan of ARPGs or just RPGs in general and you're looking for a nice looter RPG to play, then most certainly give this game a go if you can pick it up on sale. I wouldn't say spending full price for it would be reasonable. You can definitely try to get it on sale just because it's such an old game. And like I said before, if you are on PC and you're thinking about getting it, just be careful because there been lots of reports on the Steam people reviewing saying there's been lots of bugs and stuff like that. So that's just something for you guys to be on the lookout for if you do decide to pick it up on the computer. And I would like to apologize now as in advance as this video I kind of just did off the cuff again. I didn't write down a script or nothing. So there was a lot of me saying and stuff like that. I do apologize. I was in kind of a hurry to get this video out. Next video I'll definitely do another outline so there's not much me saying and stuff like that. But let me know what you think down below. If you're gonna give this game a shot, let me know. I'd like to, and if you have played it, let me know what you think. With all that being said, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.